they had a track, a speedway track in San Diego County called Otay Mesa. And I was racing there and having some success and enjoying all the competition down there. And one day I got a phone call from Jerry Fairchild. And he said,
Brian, I want you to come race at Bakersfield.
And Bakersfield was on Saturday nights. And the Otay Mesa track was also on Saturday nights. And I told him, no, Jerry, I want to stay racing in San Diego. I'm having some success there. And I am doing well. I'm enjoying my racing. It's a lot of fun. When you win, it's always fun, right? And Jerry said,
yeah, but you're not accomplishing anything by racing against those guys. You need to come to Bakersfield and race against the top racers. Let's see if if you're good or not.
And I told him, Jerry, I'm doing good, but I don't want to race there because I'm racing for the King of the Hill and I don't want to lose my points. And he said,
forget it. I told Digger that you're coming up next week. So come to my house in Pasadena and you can load your bike in my maroon truck. And Ida and I will take you to the races at Bakersfield.
And I'm like, okay, Jerry, if you say so. So I drove up to Jerry's house early that Saturday morning and we loaded all the bikes. It seemed like Dub had like 20 bikes. I don't know how many bikes, but Jerry had this big truck and we loaded my bike last and I slept he had like a bunk bed on the top of his camper. I slept in the back with all the motorcycles, all the smelly motorcycles. And Jerry and Ida, they drove in the front seat. Jerry drove. And we got to Bakersfield. I slept all the way there because it was a long drive to Bakersfield. There's a saying like, where the hell is Bakersfield? And it's far from Pasadena. Anyways, we unloaded the bikes and it was kind of a cool small arena in Bakersfield. And I noticed that a lot of people were dressed like in cowboy attire and stuff. And I knew I was in a different place than Southern California because I'm not really a cowboy and it was just a different environment. But I looked at the track and I liked it. It was a hard blue groove track. And I ran that 19-inch Carlisle tire, which was a perfect blue groove tire. And I think I might like this track. And the races started and I had a successful first race, my heat race. They had me on the low yardage line because they didn't know who I was. And I had some success. I can't remember the place I got, but I did good enough to transfer to the semi. And in the semi, I had another even better race because I got kind of the use of the track. I got used to it. So I might have won the semi, and I don't think I won the heat race, but I'm not sure. And then it went to the main, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in the main here at Bakersfield, my first time, and I think I can win this thing. I'm here, so just win it. And so the race started and I just gave it all I had because it was during the time there was a lot of, I guess, the team racing. And I can't remember exactly the date, but I know that there's a lot of riders in their team uniforms. And I'm not sure exactly how that all fit in, but it was during that era. And I went ahead and won that main event in first division. And I was kind of happy because, I went up there for my first time and was racing against the big boys, all the top riders in America. And even though I was a low yardage rider, you had to be fast to beat these guys because they're fast as lightning and they're great. And I just remember after the races, we had our pictures taken with the trophy girls. And I was there. And this one rider wearing a Bakersfield Bandits purple uniform leathers came up to me. It was Jim Gresham. And Jim just came up to me and congratulated me and was laughing. And he's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "My name's Brian. This is my first time here." And he goes, "I know. I never seen you before. You come here first time and win the main." And he just was laughing and laughing and laughing. And I'm like, "Jim, what's funny?" And he goes, "You're funny. You just come here and smoke everybody." And he was just like laughing. Then I had my picture taken with a trophy girl, and there's a picture of him laughing behind me. I gotta find that picture somewhere. And he was just laughing and laughing, and I just like thought Jim was pretty cool dude. And he had passed away. I guess he was changing a tire on the road several years later, and I guess the truck or car fell on him and killed him, crushed him, and it's very sad because Jim was a really good guy, and lots of people appreciated Jim Gresham. And today I talked to his brother, Stevie, and he was appreciative of my story about his brother. But his brother was cool, and Jim was a nice guy. And I guess I had beaten Jim in the one of my races or two of my races. And so Jim was like, "I can't catch that guy." And he was laughing. He wasn't mad at all. And he was a nice guy. So I went ahead and just saw all the different people there after the races. And there was a lot of cowgirls and stuff. And I said, "Well, maybe I could pick up on one of these cowgirls because I want to see if I could do that or not." And the cowgirls did not like me because I was like too much of a city guy. But it was kind of fun, and we drove back home that night. It was a long drive, and I don't remember if I ever got paid, but it was fun, and it was a good experience, racing up in Bakersfield. I had raced there, I think, a few more times. I can't remember very well. And then I went back to the Otay Mesa, and I saw that Brad Oxley had passed me for the King of the Hill match race championship points. Brad had piled up a few scratch sort of match race wins at halftime. So I had to go back there and kind of compete for that. And I ended up winning the King of the Hill match race championship at the end of the year from Brad Oxley. And it was tough. It was also a former ace rider, Larry Costa. He was racing me also. But I got lucky and beat those guys. And it was fun. But, the Bakersfield really kind of gave me more experience and stuff like that. But I enjoyed racing at the Otay Mesa more than Bakersfield because I was popular there, and I had lots of fans and lots of chicks. And in Bakersfield, no, the girls didn't like me. But in San Diego, I had lots of fans. So it was fun, and it was a good experience, and one that I shall never forget. But I remember Fairchild saying, "Come up to Bakersfield and see what you can do against the big boys." And I had some pretty good success for the first time. But I didn't really go there that much, really, because it was kind of far, and I was kind of tired after driving up and back in one day. It was kind of wiped me out. I thought San Diego was far. Bakersfield's very far. But it was fun times, and there's great racers there, and I felt privileged to race amongst them, and I had some success. But I knew that if I kept racing there, I would get my butt beat for sure. So I went back to San Diego and had some success down there. But that's the story of Bakersfield. My few times of racing there. And then that track closed in the late 70s. Digger Helm was a great promoter there, and it was really cool. The Bakersfield Bandits won the National Speedway League, led by Jeff Sexton and Dangerous Dub Farrell. Stevie Nutter was on that team, and it was a really awesome team. Bert Harkins was racing on that team. There was Bumper Brian Short was there, or Thumper, or whatever the heck his name is. And it was just a good experience, and one that I shall never forget. Please like this show if you like it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by today, listening about Bakersfield. Where the hell is Bakersfield? It's about 100 miles or so, or 200 miles north of Los Angeles. But it was fun. And the Bakersfield track was very fun track to ride. Blue groove, hard, and it's a fast track. I like that one. Thank you so much. And we're going to see you, of course, going to see you next time.